Rob Palfreyman, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ludovic.
Thank you for being with us today on the program at gpsbusinesses.com. You are the CEO at a company called Sensewhere, and Sensewhere is a provider of indoor location technologies. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes. Senseware really focuses on solving the problem of providing global positioning inside buildings, yes.
And what's the core technology to provide that service?
So the core technology, Senseware has been developing IP over the last 4 or 5 years that very much looks at RF signals. And what we do is when we locate an RF signal from a handset or device, we are able to location reference that signal and add that to our database. So we're basically building a database of wireless access points. It could be Wi-Fi, it could be Bluetooth, anything that is transmitting RF. We can identify and map. And this is all done automatically from a standard user device. So we're not having to install any infrastructure in a building, and we're not having to send a team of engineers out to calibrate that building.
Okay, so it's completely, you are completely crowdsourcing the database.
That's correct, yes.
And if we look at that technology, my first question is about what's the use case?
Okay, so in looking at different use cases, obviously standard positioning technologies give you position to probably 80 to 100 meters. Some of the manually calibrated or fingerprinted technologies can get you much finer grain inside the building, but at cost. So what Senseware is looking to achieve here is very much delivering a 10 meter or better accuracy experience in most buildings worldwide. And the types of services that we are seeing benefit from this very low cost, automatically crowdsourced approach are things like the delivery of adverts and coupons and vouchers, of course, is an obvious one. Mobile marketing, getting information to customers based on their geolocation inside buildings. So that's one area that we focus on, and we have a service called Adware that addresses that. Some of the other areas, social media, for example, we all use Facebook and Foursquare and Twitter. So we are able to aggregate those applications and tie that in with our positioning service to give you a much finer grain impression of where your contacts are and your friends are, which helps you when you're out and about, maybe at the shops, maybe out in the evening, to try and hook up and find out where people are so you can meet up, and that social side of it. And really the final area that we would see is really in the sort of safety and security area. So in certain parts of the world, people need to know where their family are to protect against kidnappings and ransom type scenarios. And by offering our GeoWare, which is a geofence application, the customer is able to securely construct a geofence either on the device or on the website, and assign times and names for that fence. So if, for example, if their son or daughter were to enter or leave that geofence at any point in that time frame, their parent or guardian will get a message. So Junior's left this area. So it's those kinds of areas really that we're focusing on and demonstrating how our technology can benefit customers and also enterprise.
Okay, and in terms of customers, I guess with the kind of technology you have with crowdsourcing, you need large-scale customers, not venues, but handset makers, this kind of customers.
Absolutely, we do require the crowd. So we are in discussions with all of the major handset manufacturers, of course. The network operators, and we're using our showcase applications to demonstrate value-added services the network operator can offer, and also with the major social network providers. So yes, the customer base that we are really targeting are are people with a broad use base and a constant use base, so we can build this network very quickly and very accurately.
And today, can you name a few of the customers that have selected your technology?
Okay, so we are in an extended trial phase with a number of the tier one handset manufacturers. In terms of other customer deployments, we are just about to go live in South America. Unfortunately, I can't give the name out just yet, but we will be making a press release early in the new year. It's an MVNO who are using our core positioning technology to drive a number of their value-added services across their network. And the other one that I can talk about is a blue chip semiconductor manufacturer who have just commissioned porting senseware's technology to their Windows 8 platform.
You mentioned the Windows 8 platform, so my next question is about the operating systems. Is your technology agnostic to those systems, or do you require a minimum of information from the device?
So yes, we do require some information from the device. Obviously, we're using the device's native radios to identify the RF and our IP then location references that, feeds it back to our database. But we are ported to most of the major operating systems. Of course, we've been running on Android for some time now. As I mentioned, Windows 8. We are also moving to BlackBerry's platform early in the new year for a specific customer. And the last one you asked me about is Apple with iOS. And of course, iOS is challenging for pretty much all of us indoor positioning providers that use RF and specifically Wi-Fi with the restrictions they have on their APIs. So we actually circumnavigate this challenge by using Bluetooth that can authenticate using the iApp chip. So we do have a solution for the iPhone, and where that's not available, of course, we'll just use the native location services on that device.
You are based in the UK, but you also opened a few months ago an office in Silicon Valley. So if we could talk a bit about the company, I mean, how many people in senseware today?
Okay, so we have 16 people directly involved with the company. We have another 8 contractors that help us out from project to project. So we are growing. We have plans to expand into the US. As you say, we opened up the office earlier this year to try and tap into the corporate tier ones across there, and that's been working very nicely. We're starting to embed into the ecosystem, and some of the results of that, for example, is our partnership that we signed recently with Micello. Micello are Sunnyvale based, and we found them a very good fit, their maps and our positioning technology. So extending our reach into the US, I think, has been a very good thing through 2012, and we're looking forward to extending that coverage into next year.
Okay, and in terms of funding, I mean, what's the status today?
So senseware is a privately funded company. We also enjoy a lot of support from the UK government. So for example, we closed a £600,000 R&D grant in the company in April of this year, and we continue to be well supported by our current investor group. So we've had over £1.5 million of investment, private equity investments, since May of last year.
Or do you see the future for the company?
I see the future as being very bright. I firmly believe in location. I've been in the industry for coming up for 12 years now, and location is red hot. We see the likes of Google and Apple and Microsoft all getting involved. The Indoor Location Alliance has come together with some of the major players, and senseware has just become a part of that group as well. So I think 2013 is going to be a pivotal year for positioning, indoor positioning, and I believe that senseware is very well positioned with our low cost, low infrastructure requirement way of building a network, and our ability to deliver very accurate position inside buildings.
Perfect. Rob Palfreyman, thank you very much.
Ludovic, thank you. It's been my pleasure.